Hey guys, it's Pete and Roxy here. Today we're going to be talking about our UFO ET experiences. There's a lot that's been happening over the last month in terms of the ship above our house, working with the Galactic Federation and other light beings that have been coming to us, medbed technology and helping people heal up in the ship, taking them through a stargate up to the ship, and it's really exciting. So today we're going to share that with you. So yesterday we decided that we would do a little experiment together. I took Pete up to 22D and guided him through this relaxed state where we go into our alpha workshop of the mind, and then I brought him up to 22D, which is a realm where we operate and we are able to access and heal from, and it's just like high energy flow, so that's why we are going there. So Pete got taken up there, and then the idea was to take him to the ship to experience a med bed session. So we got you up to 22D, and that was very interesting because Pete was relaxing and going there with, you know, his eyes shut, well here, and I had beings come to me, but I said nothing because I wanted him to get there first. And when he got up there, I said, "Oh, is there any beings here?" And he said, "You said no at the beginning."
Yeah, look, at first, and I meditate regularly and I can get very relaxed, but I don't get the visuals and the detail that Roxanne gets. Yet, look, I do the reading. I understand that our brains all work similarly. We've all got the ability to be able to connect to a greater source of consciousness than ourselves. We've all got the ability to connect, yet we all are going to access it differently. Some people are going to see the visuals.
Yeah.
Others are going to feel. Others will have thoughts. Some people might get sensations in their body or etc. As whatever it is we're tapping into is funneling into information into us, and we're getting a connection. So I knew that it must have been possible, but for me, I wanted to be guided to keep my mind on track and to just like see what I would get. So when Rox was asking me, you know, do you think you're there? And I'm like, give me some time, hang on a sec. And I'm going through my steps that I go through because she was so fast.
I can get and elevate myself there very quickly because I'm trained. I train and I do this regularly.
Right, so I went through the steps and I was going up and she goes, is there anybody there? And I said no, but I had thoughts popping into my head. But you don't know if it's just mind chatter or whether it's intuition, right? You don't know, like, is that coming from the divine or is that just me going, oh, well, maybe I should be connecting to, you know, this person or that person or whatever it may be. So it wasn't until Roxanne asked that I said, look, I wondered who I was going to get, thinking maybe like my higher self or my guides or something. And this Commander Ashtar comes to me, and I'd been told that there was a strong connection before in the past, and I'd tried to meditate a few times and ask whether there was some sort of connection there, see if I could get any downloads, impressions, and I never got anything. But that came to me yesterday, and when I said it to you, you went, yeah, that's right. You already had that there. Yeah. And then she also said to me that my sister's also there with me in the elevator, and as soon as she said that I felt the feeling. So it wasn't like the thought, which was the first. This was like the feeling of her, and it was like the feeling of family that you love, like being there with you, like comfort, love, and it was like strong. And I swear it was like coming out of here, wasn't like a thought in my head.
Your heart chakra.
And I was like, whoa, that was like encouraging, right? And I wasn't even in the room yet.
Because I got into the elevator, the process to get up to 22D, and they were instantly with me, and I knew that I couldn't say anything because I wanted Pete to learn how to feel for beings and stuff. So I'm seeing things, but I'm not saying it first. So I wanted you to learn how to pick up beings around you. So just having that confirmation. So we get there, we get to 22D, and he describes what it is, and exactly what I get when I get to 22D. And then we take him through a stargate and I bring his consciousness through to the ship. And we went straight to the ship, and when you got there, Pete actually got this amazing download, and I asked him to describe what that vibrational room looked like, if he was getting anything, and to talk me through the process, because I just wanted to see what he could see or feel or get, because I'm trying to teach him how to be able to do this as well, right? So do you want to share what you got?
I got this, I got this pretty clear like thought come through. Once again, it's not really like a visual, but it's more like this clear idea that I could actually draw. And it's like the shape of the curved glass of the room, the alignment of the med beds, the way that they all face with the feet of the people towards the glass, and the ceiling is glass, and then it rolls down towards the floor, but before it hits the floor, there's like, you would say, waist height band around the edge of the room, slowly arcing, and all these beds are aligned over this glass ceiling and wall. And I just had this thought, knowing, whatever you call it, that they were specifically aligned like that to recharge the beds. There's like solar radiation, maybe it's like sunlight, but it's not the sunlight, it's like the radiation of space. I don't know what the term
it's the plasmic energy, the cosmic energy that is charging the beds, like the sun does to our plants and our cells. It's activating our light codes. It's natural injections of light, and light and vibration is everything in this whole universe. And the med beds are working from the light force energy from source, and in the cosmos at that altitude and in that area, the energy is so intense and powerful, and it activates the med beds and keeps them kind of like a solar panel in a sense.
Yeah, so I had that come to me quite strongly, and I don't know where that came from. And then next step was Roxy guided me over to the area and
got you in the med bed.
Got me in there and did a little what would you call it, a recharge healing session on my cells.
Yeah, so as we put Pete into the med bed, I was seeing beings like, so we've got our Palladian beings that I generally work with directly more. Commander Ashtar was there and assisting, and Trish was there, and also two Palladian beings, my one Zolo and Flora, that I've built a relationship. They're star family. They're here to assist us and help humanity as well. But there's all these other beings that started coming in, and because I'm visual, I see their silhouette, like it's a bright silhouette, a person, and they came in and they were just like I saw them all looking over Pete in the med bed, and what the med bed was just doing was giving him a recharge. There wasn't actually any density, like organ imprinting or emotional injuries to clear. It was more like an observation of Pete, and they were all looking over, and you said to me, oh my God, I can see heads. Like, so if you imagine you're laying down and you see all doctor heads kind of popping in, except they're not doctors.
No, they're not doctors.
They're high frequency beings in the galactic. So I was like, yep, that's okay. They're all excited. And then one of them kept coming up to me and pointing the finger. And I thought, oh, is that the finger? Or is he trying to give me a peace sign? I'm trying to see because it wasn't quite clear. And then Pete started to say, the one. And I got a sense of how pure Pete's energy field is, and how excited they were that you were there in the ship. And then I got it. They were all saying, he's the one, because they're trying to talk telepathically to me, and I'm still learning that. I'm still learning the signs and symbols. Most of the time I can just get it straight in telepathically, but yeah, it was really interesting.
It was, for me, once again, because it's more the feelings and then thoughts, not so much the visual, but it was like the feeling of a family reunion, or like your old best friends from school or whatever it is. It was like this feeling of everyone's really pleased to see you feeling, and it was like, oh wow, he's back and how is he, and they're saying hello, and it was like that feeling of welcoming and love and support and like almost like, how you going down there, down there on Earth or whatever it is. It was like they knew me, and in fact my whole feeling through the whole thing, having never done this before, I never felt like unsure. It was strange. I didn't feel unsure. Of course, I didn't feel scared. I wasn't apprehensive. I even found really that my logical mind didn't kick in as much as I thought it would. You know, like I kind of thought beforehand, I wonder how I'm going to go with this. I'm going to be halfway through and go, I don't know if this is right, you know, whatever, you know. And I didn't have that. It was really interesting that normal guy, whatever you want to call it, thoughts were creeping in. My logical mind really just stayed out of it. And I was sitting there, all these people going around, and she's getting the guy going like this, and they were going, oh, the one, and I'm thinking, the one what? And then I'm getting like images of, I don't know if you know the old Abraham Lincoln statue where he's sitting, Lincoln Monument, I think, where he's sitting on the big white chair, like the stone statue. I had that image come to me, and then I had images of like, I don't know whether it's like battles or things where it was like commanders and groups and decision makers and like people of importance and together in fellowship with other discussing ideas and like that sort of thing. There was something to do with that coming through, which...
So then at the same time that you were getting that, I was getting images of Alexander the Great, the statue on the horse. And they were showing me the Statue of Liberty, actually, going, this is freedom, this is leadership, they're all here to support us, help humanity, or, you know, they're always around, all we need to do is ask for them. And just that knowing that, you know, that high up, good, elevated being, that true being, the divine being of love and bliss and joy of a high consciousness was here supporting us. That was true and real. I felt that was really powerful, and the connection to Pete, because before we went down, Ashtar was almost like, it's like he was the wingman of Pete, and one is the ground crew and one is the, you know, Cosmo representative or the galactic representative, and it's coming through that you and Commander Ashtar are very tight and close and almost like brotherhood, and go on missions around the, you know, galaxies together to help improve consciousness and help wherever we can be of service. And the feeling was, I'm in it too, but it's more your thing with Commander Ashtar. And it was just so nice to connect Pete and them together in that, and Trishy as well, because the ETs also came to me and said that Pete hasn't been in the ship since he was 6 years old. And at 6 years old, a pretty significant emotional tragedy happened for Pete. He went down to the river, a big rain had happened. He went down to the river to check it out, all excited to see the flowing river. And his little sister, Patricia, followed him down. She was younger than him, and she's slipped and fallen in and actually died. So Pete had a lot of shame and guilt, and you've shared this before on our channel, and he had to drag himself home to tell his mum and dad. Well, the ET said that was the last time that they brought him up to the ship, because they were trying to help him move through this traumatic event that affected Pete so much at that age. And once that session had been done, when you got into the bed, he actually started feeling shame and guilt, and that's when they started telling me that was the last time he was in the bed. So as soon as I shared that with Pete, it just went instantly, that shame and guilt. It was, they were trying to communicate with you why you were feeling that, and that was the last time that you went to the ship and had that experience. It's really, really profound what we got together. It was powerful doing it together, and yeah, we're excited to share all of our findings with this medbed technology. And yeah,
give an update. I want to learn to be able to do it without being guided, so I want to be guided at the moment and get confirmation, like those of you watching this, if you're thinking, wow, I hear all the things Roxy's able to do, can you learn how to do it? Like, I want to give an account of someone who's, you know, not visual, it's not just flowing to me from some sort of divine purpose, but we all have this ability to, you know, perceive things outside of that narrow range of red to violet. We have an ability to tap into our intuition, to our higher selves, to tap into other levels of consciousness. And I just want to share the experience as I go through it, let you know of my ability to be able to like visualize and get mental images improves, or whether I learn to work through it just with feeling and thought together, and that's just who I am. So that will encourage other people who are non-visual as well and can't picture things, and just to let you guys know that maybe you can do this and get this working, and that's the goal, right?
The goal is to help people heal. And so when we help people heal, we're clearing the density out of our bodies, our 3D dense bodies, that we've never done this before. And so we're raising the frequency and raising the vibration on the planet from every single person collectively doing this work. We're raising the frequency, and that is the mission. That is our mission for this lifetime, is to help consciousness expand and grow and elevate, and help people heal and get them out of the fear and the stress and the worry that they're chained to in every single day in their life. There is something better. There is expansion and higher consciousness available, and that's our mission, and that is the goal. So hopefully you can bring everyone up as well and help them heal. And this has really come out of left field for us. We did not plan this. This has just happened naturally as we worked on our gifts and abilities with Sarah Adams, and now we're helping her with clients, helping them heal on a multidimensional level, which is awesome because we can give back and be of service. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and we'll come back to you again really soon.